Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing something, I don't know if it's really different. It's definitely arcade repair related. But as y'all know, my G07 that I used for testing over here crapped out. All I know is it doesn't work anymore. So I believe that the high voltage unit, the flyback, I believe crapped out. And probably took the hot with it. We're going to look at it all and we're going to figure out what exactly is going on with this thing. So let's turn this thing around and remove that chassis. It's filthy dirty. This monitor is filthy dirty. I can already see it did work good, and it needs caps. I've already used my tube rejuvenator on it, so the tube is good. Now it needs to be rebuilt and cleaned for sure. So we'll take this thing apart step by step, and how I go about doing it anyway. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay. So we are going to grab this guy. I'm going to remove my my connector, my video cable, and I will pick this right up out of here and I'll take it over to my bench. Okay, now it's on the bench. Let's move the camera. You're flying. Alright, we'll set it right there. Boom. Okay. Here I have G07 flyback. I have a new hot and a cap kit and a G07 monitor that don't work. Okay, so first things first, we will remove that, and I need to grab this little tool that I use. Stick it into a ground just to make sure. I know this thing doesn't have no charge. It hasn't been juiced up in a long time, so I was just being safe. Okay, put that up. And let's do a little zoomy. This monitor is dirty, dirty, dirty. Start unhooking it. There's the gausser, degauss. We got this out of the way. We will inspect that thing for cracks, for blowing up. See what's up with it. Let's remove the yoke connector. The yoke connector. The ground strap connector. I believe that's it. Easy peasy. Okay. Remove our chassis. Move our chassis nice and dirty. And put the screws back. Don't need to be losing these. Okay. Now we're just going to set this aside. I'm going to carefully, do not break the neck. Set it over here, kind of out of the way. And we have our chassis. It is a dirty chassis. I'm going to move this over this way now. Can we get this view going? And yeah, I'll be back after making a little adjustment with the camera. Okay, we have a view of the chassis now. So, I just want to get a good look at it. I don't see any damage on this flyback. Let's check some fuses. This little guy right here is the high voltage fuse. And it is no good. It is definitely open. That guy's okay. This one is the one that will... Wait a minute. That must just be a capacitor doing something. Yeah, it's definitely no good. And the collector does not seem to be shorted out on this hot. Our fuse is bad. This cap is no good. This cap will almost... That's broke. That cap is broke. Huh. Very weird. This might be just needing caps and a new fuse. I'm not so sure that this thing even needs a hot or flyback. And I'm not going to use it if I don't have to. That, you know, that's just not going to happen. So what we might end up doing, this cap is definitely busted. This cap is about blown out. And this, I should have replaced this stupid 68 ohm fusible resistor. I should have replaced that. I wonder if, does that come in the kit? Arcade Parts and Repair, that would be a great thing to add to this kit. Is the fusible resistor. I don't think this flyback's bad. I don't think the hot is bad. Hots, when they go bad, generally the collectors will short to ground. Not always, but this one seems to be A-okay, I think. It's not shorted, so I'm going to leave it in. If it was shorted, of course you replace it. But my head's probably right in that shot, isn't it? So we're just going to clean this monitor up. We're going to clean it up. I'm going to replace that fuse. I'm going to recap it. And what I will do is I will plug this thing in before I put it in the monitor, just to see if it blows the fuse. if it, just for a split second, just turn it on for a second and then turn it off. If it doesn't blow the fuse, that means it's good. But I think this is the problem right here. This thing just kind of willy-nilly. That's a high voltage cap too, I think. Yeah, that's a 250 volt cap. So that is a high voltage cap. That's probably the power cap for the high voltage section. That's probably what that is. Good. That's awesome. Okay. Excellent. So this might be an easier repair than we were thinking. I really wish I could have replaced this. 68 ohm. That's a fusible resistor. And that you really should probably replace that every time you have one of these out. But anyway, we're going to clean this up. I'm going to remove this cardboard thing off of here. We're going to clean this up really good, straighten that out a little bit. Yeah, this flyback does not look damaged at all. I don't see any cracks, any blown out. These things go bad. They generally go bad. You know it. They blow right out. They'll be cracked. This one is not cracked at all. There's no burn marks or nothing on it. So we'll go ahead and clean this thing up, cap it up, be good to go. So let me do that. I'll be back. Alright, and I have cleaned this. So it's still damp. I washed it with Simple Green, doused it with Simple Green, scrubbed it where I could. Rinsed it with some really high power type, water from a hose. To knock off any of the grudge and stuff that I could. And didn't take anything. This cap even stayed on. So, but knocked off all the junk that I could. It's still, it's still a little damp. But you need to let this completely dry. So I'm going to not do anything with this until tomorrow. I'll cap it tomorrow. And just let it sit in air dry. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that. Let this thing do its thing and dry up. It looks really nice and clean. It's still, it's as good as it's going to get. It's still got some grimy, a little bit. Not bad. I got it really good. But there's the typical bad solder joints where where these plug in, your video signals plug in. There's some bad solder joints. So we'll go over, and there's some actually bad solder joints on the flyback that don't look good. They don't look great, but I don't think they were bad, so to speak, but they don't look good. So we're going to go over all of that, recap this thing nice, and yeah, it'll be good to go. Wow, this thing, you can tell how burnt up that is. I don't know if you can see that, but that turned black when I washed it. Either that or it was black and I just washed the dirt off of it. And you can see how black it is from burning up. So yeah, looking nice and clean. And tomorrow we'll be ready for capping. And I got to clean the tube. I got to clean the monitor itself. So, and same thing. Just spray it down with. I just spray it with the Simple Green, but I do not scrub it. I'll clean the neck, but you don't want to scrub the tube. You just kind of let the dirt fly off of it, and just take your hose and don't set it to super powerful. And just rinse it off nice. That's all you need to do. This thing you can blast. I didn't care if these caps came off, to be honest with you. It didn't matter. I blasted this thing. But nothing came off. and I got most of the grime off of it. It looks really good, so I'm happy with that. So we'll let this sit overnight. We'll cap it tomorrow, replace this fuse, then we'll plug it in and see what it does. See if it blows the fuse again. If it blows the fuse again, we got to look deeper into the, you know, the high voltage side. But my guess is once we cap this thing, it's going to be okay. This could be internally blown out. It could be. And if it is, then I lose a fuse, whatever, you know, so that's no big deal. I would rather lose a fuse than to use a flyback when I don't need to. So, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so this thing is good and clean. I just took Simple Green, sprayed this thing really good. Took the toothbrush and just kind of brushed the dirt off around the coil and stuff, the yoke coil. Don't scrub on here. Just let the dirt go away. And then used my hose over there and, you know, sprayed it with not a jet blast, but a nice shower. And now I'm just going to spray it down with some alcohol around this area right here. I'm just going to spray that good with alcohol and then let it sit out here in the sun and dry. And I have one of these I like to cover up this, you know, anode connection for some, you know, I don't know, I just do. So I'm going to go ahead and spray the yoke down really good so that this alcohol will help the water dissipate out of there. And let it dry in the sun and it'll be good to go. Okay, the cap kit is complete. New fuse put in. Got a new fuse. New caps. Did the curl mod, the sync mod. Yeah, these caps were pathetic. I took that out. I don't never put that back on. That little shield, I never put that back on. But these caps were bad. Look at that. Look at that leaker. That one leaking. Look at that. Look at this guy. This is that one, the positive lead had just come right off and it's caked with junk. This is that one that was dangling. Really bad caps. They're all leaky to some extent. Terrible. That's one of the worst caps, one of the worst monitors I've ever seen as far as caps. Then I got the little cardboard thing back on. I reflowed all of the pins on this guy. I reflowed everything that looked suspect. These guys right here were bad. I reflowed all of that. Everything else that I saw that I needed to reflow, I did. Yeah, so new caps, looking good. So I'm going to take this thing and just take it over there. I'm going to plug it in and we're going to watch the fuse. So let's do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my air conditioner. I should have already done that. And we've got the monitor here. Got the anode just kind of out of the way, because I'm going to plug this thing in. It'll be live. And we'll zoom in. I've got it zoomed to where it'll be right on the fuse. See the fuse right there? Behind that white 2200J. We'll see if that thing lights up. Grab the cord. And we will see. What do you think? You think we'll have fireworks? You think that thing will fry? I don't know. We'll see. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3. And it fried. Great. So we do have a problem with the flyback and stuff. Okie doke. Well, we'll get to it. It's going to be the flyback and the HOT. I was hoping I did not have to do that, but we do. So let's get to it. Alright, one thing I did not show you, I just did, which was pretty crazy. I wanted to, since I had momentarily juiced this thing, this big filter cap was holding a hell of a charge. So I took this screwdriver and went between these. I don't think this thing will get a charge back. I always grip my teeth because I don't want to bite my tongue. I grip my teeth when I do this. And you just short those. And this thing, I mean, that was a loud, big spark. Let's see if we get any more of these caps to do that. Let's try this guy. Nope. That was a monster spark. I don't want to take that shock, so I just go through and just kind of discharge stuff. But I grip my teeth because it's shocking. Here's a big one. That fuse blew. None of the other high voltage stuff over here is going to be juiced because that fuse blew. But this guy takes a charge. You gotta be careful messing around with this stuff. Don't do what I did over there and juice this thing up, testing that fuse, and then just think you can. This thing does take I mean, it don't take no time. You turn that on, this charges. And it was a monster discharge. It's kind of black over here where it sparked. Yeah. So that discharged that. And like I always say, if you're not comfortable messing around with monitors and chassis and big capacitors like that and stuff, don't. Just don't do it. But that was a massive, massive spark. That was awesome. So, now that we got that out of the way, I need to remove the fuse. See if we can grab it. Poor fuse. This thing has little cups on it. I don't know if those are soldered onto this or if I can reuse that. Yeah, I think I can reuse these. Maybe. Nope, I don't think I can. I don't think these come off of here. No. Alright, well, we got the fuse out anyway. We got the fuse out. Okay, let's remove this dude. Let's get this guy out of the way. Remember, the orange wire is on the base. The orange wire to the base. Or to the left. Huh. Well, shit. Let's just go ahead and remove this guy from here first. And HOTS, horizontal output transistors, are a little different to test than a regular transistor. And quite frankly, I don't exactly remember how to test them. I remember you will get a short reading across something, but I don't remember what. Shit, this ain't it. The soldering iron isn't even turned on. I wonder it won't melt anything. I had unplugged it and everything. Okay. Now it should. There we go. There we go. Alright. First thing I want to do is I want to test this. And I know you get about 50 ohms across the base and emitter. That I remember. We will get 50 ohms. 50 ohms across base and emitter. And guess what? We get 53 ohms. So let's test. This is an NPN deal. Let's do this. Oh, it's on ohms. Let's go to diode test. Good. And that reads a short, but that's the way it's supposed to be, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Is that supposed to not be? I have a video on testing a horizontal output, guys, and I'm going to go watch it because I don't remember how to do it. So I will be back. It is on my Nintendo EZV, Sanyo EZV repair of that Sanyo that I did over there about 2 years ago or so. I'll be back. Okay, I have the two HOTS here, brand new and the one that came out of this. And the way that this is you get 50 ohms. Let's go to ohms. You will get 50 ohms across the base and the emitter. 50 ohms. On the old one, okay, we get 50 ohms, 53. That's good. And on the new one we get 50, 49 point, 50. And then this is an NPN, so you put your red lead on the base and you should get a voltage drop, a regular diode voltage drop. Go to that diode. You should get a regular voltage drop from the red lead being on your base and the black to the collector. We do. On both. This is the new one. Okay. And then when you reverse the leads, put the black to the base and the red to the collector, you should get nothing. On the new one we get nothing. On the old one we get a reading. That is no good. This hot right here is no good. This thing has been replaced at some point because it has a mica insulator and a silicone insulator on it. That thing's garbage. So I'm not going to replace the flyback just yet. I'm going to replace the hot, and then if I can save the flyback I will. But if we do it again and we lose another fuse, then yeah. So let's get to it. Alright, the new hot is on. And I have a new fuse in. I didn't have any more fuses with the leads, so I had to solder leads onto this fuse. There is a finesse to doing that. You cannot linger your soldering iron on there. It has to be super quick, otherwise you will kill the fuse. But I've tested it, it works. So we'll see if I kill this one. Well, let's set this thing up over there and see if it was just the hot. I don't think this flyback's bad because I don't see any burning on it. I don't see any cracking at all. So I think it was just that horizontal output. So we will see. Let's put it back over there and see if this fuse dies. Okay, and there's a close-up of our fuse. So let's do the same thing. See if it kills. Come on, baby, don't blow up. 1, 2, 3. No blow up. It works. It was the hot. Okay. Excellent. So, do you guys want to see what the hell kind of a spark that thing will make? I really don't want to do that again, but I will. It's a crazy, crazy spark. I can put this up now. Thank you. And I've got that turned off and put all this junk up. Alright, let me grab that thing carefully and set it up over here. Be right back. Okay, you ready for some fireworks? Zoom in to the big filter cap. Come on. Alright, I'm going to come in there with that screwdriver and you will see one hell of a spark. Grit your teeth so they don't bite your tongue. Get ready for the hell of a spark. Here it goes. What? Maybe since it worked, it dissipated it? Nothing. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Nix that. Man, I thought that was going to be awesome. Maybe since the circuit worked, it dissipated that power throughout. You know, because this power was just, when it didn't work, it was just stayed here. But when this worked, it went through the circuit. Maybe that's, and it dissipated that way. I guess that's what it happened. Anyway, okay. That was very anticlimactic. I am going to fill out my little paper here, my little repaired by, and I'm going to put me on here. It was recapped by me. Today is, let's just call it the 16th. Okay, and I will put that on the side. All right. Now we can go grab our monitor, which has been sitting in the sun. Way over there, see it? What are you doing over there? Basking in the shade. So I'll go grab the monitor and we'll put this thing together and see what we get. What a life. And what was once filthy now is pristine. Beautiful. All right, I'll go ahead and throw the chassis in here, the chassis, and we will get to it. Okay, it's the moment of truth time. We are all hooked up. Looking beautiful. Brought the isolation transformer over. I got my voltmeter hooked up to measure B+, which I believe is supposed to be 120. I don't know, I have to look that up. John's Arcade has a good video on G07 B+ voltage. On his Journey videos, I believe it's 120 volts. So let's go ahead and fire this up and see what happens. I have not fired this up yet. We're doing it together. So hopefully we get that static cling. And I don't think I got any static. I'm getting 160 volts. Huh, I don't know. It's not doing anything, guys. Uh-oh, I thought I heard something. No. It isn't doing anything. Why is this 160 volts? Let's shut it off. Something ain't quite right here. No static. No static. There was no net glow. That flyback's got to be bad. So we're going to have to replace the flyback, unfortunately. So let me go ahead and tear this all down and get to it. Alright, we got the old flyback off, and I don't see any damage on this thing at all. It just must have internally opened up or something. I don't know. Here's the new one. There's a new flyback. So we'll go ahead and solder this guy in. Get it all squared away down in there. And come back. See what we get. Well, I just noticed something. I got this thing in upside down. Holy crap. Okay, well, all right, let me fix that. That's hooked up wrong. So I'm going back to my original thought that flyback is fine. Let me hook this up correctly, and I'll be back with that flyback back in the board. All right, we're back. I got the original flyback back in. I got the hot in the right way this time, and I did test it again to make sure I didn't kill it, and it was fine. It tested good. So we're all hooked up. I'm ready for my B+ voltage. I've got this pot set kind of midway, so we'll see what happens. Let's fire it up. It works. You hear that crackle? But we're at 106 volts. I need to up that to about 120, so I'm going to fire it down, turn it off. I like to do this with it turned off. I don't like messing around with these when they're turned on. So let me grab my adjustment tool and I'll be right back. Okay, I had to hit that pot with some deoxit, and I got it to 120 volts exactly. Yeah. And we do have net glow. We have high voltage. Nice and staticky. This baby is good to go. And we're right at 120. Good enough. So I'll set it back over where it's at, and let's hook something up to it. I got Congo Bongo back out. You hear there you go. I had to spray the color pots and work them to get them to adjust right. But I think it's a pretty darn good picture. Let's turn the lights off and I'll show you a little bit better. I'll be right back. I don't know how good of a look you can get on with this, but man, this is a great picture. It's absolutely perfect. Congo Bongo. I want to see the next screen that it does with the little rhinos charging after you. Yeah. Alright, go turn the light back on. Okay. Yeah. And this thing is just absolutely awesomely clean now. Saved the flyback. I didn't have to use a flyback. Yeah. Looks awesome. Great picture. I can probably dial the colors a little bit more. It looks like I got a little too much red in there maybe. Yeah, maybe not. It looks pretty good. Alright. Well, we got the G07 back in order after it died on me, so very happy about that. Everything is working once again. And appreciate you guys watching. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters. Appreciate all of you, every one of you. appreciate all of my viewers too. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. It really does help. And we will see you on the next repair video. Peace out, guys.